States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit is now in session.
Okay. Morning. We'll call these matters as they appear on the calendar. First item is John Doe versus Unocal Corporation and others.
They were part of an ongoing venture which had a legitimate aim in the sense of building a pipeline. We don't claim that building a pipeline is an illegitimate aim, but part and parcel of building that pipeline was the fact that the military was going to commit human rights violations in order to do this. And we don't say that Unocal would be responsible or other companies would be responsible for doing business in Burma or any place else, per se. What we're saying in this case is that Unocal and Total entered into an agreement with this government to do a particular project, that project included giving to the military the responsibility to do security, which it could have given to private companies. Private companies can do security for a project like this. They may not be able to do security 100 miles from the.
You think the government would have permitted that?
Excuse me?
You think SLORC would have permitted that?
Well, we have no reason to believe that SLORC wouldn't have permitted it. In fact, in the documents, there's at least a genuine issue about that, because Unocal's own documents say that they considered other options other than having the military do this, and they didn't do it. So presumably they believe they could do it, but it's not. They would have had to spend a lot more money.
And in fact, the contract relating to the pipeline has no such provision for security to be provided by MOGE or by the Myanmar military.
How did it come about then? I'm just curious, as a matter of fact, that the SLORC did provide security for the pipeline itself, right?
The pipeline,
that's not disputed.
The pipeline, well, with respect to the pipeline itself, the construction of the pipeline, there is no evidence of any forced labor, any conscripted labor. The claims relate to areas either in the vicinity or not so close to the vicinity of the pipeline.
What do you claim? Like for instance, like the helipads are not part of the pipeline?
I believe that's correct.
What are they for?
Well, let me take a step back and provide the court with some backgrounds in the record of the case.
Well, tell me first what the helipads are for.
For landing helicopters.
To construct the pipeline. To help construct
for any other, as Judge Liu mentioned in his opinion, they were there for any purpose that the government wanted to use them.
I know, but why would you build a helipad, in a remote location right next to the pipeline right away?
Well, the locations...
Getting back to your statement, there's no evidence that SLORC provided security for the pipeline. If they provide security for the helipad, you can infer they provide security for the pipeline. And my question is, why did they do that if they weren't obligated to do it under, as you say, under the contract?
Well, I don't have the answer to as
you don't know how that you don't know how that came about. Nothing in the record to show why SLORC provided security for the pipeline when they had no.
Kami pagi tera, ke itinya le kemayeli momo, ke kiye dasuna o, le tani tu lo bakene.
Do Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If you could loudly state and spell your first, middle, and last name for me.
Isn't it true that you were requested to give legal advice to the lawyers representing Unocal starting in October 2002?
Yes, thank you.
Now, the military has been in control of Burma since at least 1988, right? And before that, they were in control for the most part of the 26 years before that, isn't that true?
Yeah.
And the military controls what the government of Burma does by ordinances and decrees, isn't that true?
True.
And there are no free elections in Burma now, is that correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Professor, I don't understand, so help me, okay? Who chooses the judges? Is it the military?
The SPDC,
Okay.
we call it.
All right. And who chooses who sits on the SPDC? Is it the military?
Yes.
Thank you.
And if they don't like what a judge says in a decision, they can remove that judge immediately for no reason or any reason they want. Isn't that right?
There are no judges, high judges, removed from the Supreme Court. They just give retirement according to the law.
And actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because in 1998, 5 of the 6 justices happened to decide to retire at the same time. Isn't that right? And the reason they did that is they were just tired with their work.
I didn't knew it, but they got a retirement according to the law.
Have you ever seen a situation where a judge has made a decision that the council does not like?
No, not yet.
I see. Thank you.